So I was trying to figure out where I was going to start with this entire topic because it has gone viral ever since yesterday, and this has been a huge topic this year and last year. If I'm not mistaken, you guys remember there was a documentary done by Matt Walsh called What is a Woman, where he goes into the topic of talking about what is a woman because the lines are blurred. Is a woman a sexual identity? Is it a gender identity? Is it just no definition? So with that being said, Jess Hilarious has went viral in terms of what was deemed to be transphobic because of what she said as a woman, and how transgender women can never truly be women because they don't have a period. So all over TikTok, everyone's coming out with opinions, some supporting her, most of them are against her. She was even called transgender in the past, or looked like she was transgender. Even DJ Academics put out something about this. Now, she's no stranger to controversy, as she's also talked about other people in the past, but I'm just gonna go ahead and kick the video off, and I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts on it. Let's get into it.
I mean, when the transphobia just comes out, the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like, hello?
Hello. Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
Like, hello?
So that clip in itself has set the internet on fire, with transgender LGBTQ members of that group that fall under that identity have had things to say, and including straight cisgender women have had things to say, some agreeing with her, some definitely disagreeing with her. And the whole Matt Walsh thing, when it comes to what is a woman, there's still not a definition, and that's basically what he was talking about. What is the definition of a woman? And I believe how Matt Walsh identified it as an adult female, i.e. you're a born female, you're an adult female. That is the definition of a woman. So you have these different people arguing, and I'm gonna play a clip here as you can see some of them going off with their opinions.
And if y'all hoes will stop being so simple and so motherfucking insecure, the power between trans women and cisgender women, and the power of both of us, it would show the world what a real woman is and what real womanhood is. And this is the perfect time for me to say, this is the perfect time to say this. As I was transitioning, I never gave a fuck about pronouns. Like, I remember, like, as I was transitioning, you know, you run into this era, like, when you really, really give a fuck about how people identify you or how people give you your pronouns. I only started being really big on my pronouns when I realized people were misgendering me out of disrespect. Because when you are a grown man, or when you are a boy, when you're a gay boy, it's like, yes, Miss Thing, yes, girl, you so silly. But bitch, when you start to physically look like a woman, and you're starting to evolve as a woman and carry yourself like a woman, move like a woman, maneuver like a woman, live like a woman, that's when those pronouns start to be she, like all that slick shit. I'm a woman. Because that type of shit never moved, because I am who I am. But when you realize people are only doing it out of spite, and when you realize people who don't know you are calling you ma'am, that's when you get into the place where you make people, bitch, I'm a woman. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Nobody give a fuck about no motherfucking title. I'm looking for happiness. I want stability. I want peace. I want love in my life. Don't I give a fuck about no fucking gender, bitch, because when I walk through these streets, these men don't see my penis. And that's the only thing that makes you hoes know that I'm trans. There's a lot of women with deep voices. And there's a lot of bitches running around here with a lot of y'all grandmamas and mamas got mustaches and beards. Let's be clear. There was an article going around today. A 59-year-old woman was killed because they thought she was trans. They think Jess Hilarious is trans. Bitch, let's talk about it.
Damn, good buddy was trying to cook just now, wasn't he? Oh shit, I said the wrong shit. Buddy was trying to cook. Now, I don't give a damn. All I care about is I think everyone deserves the right to know. If you're dating someone, you should be upfront and be honest with someone in terms of who you were born as. Can you have kids? All those things like that. That's what's important to me. I don't give a damn who you are or what you do. That's just my opinion. But to say that we're going to change the definition of things, we're going to change what is, because we get into the whole where I was trying to find a girl's video where she talks about gender being a social construct, right? Gender not being biological, it's a social construct, even though sex is biological. So we get into this whole thing and you call people how you view them, but now it's even getting to the point of, unless you have something written on your forehead, like me, I walk in the ladies' restroom. At least I think I look like a man, right? I have a beard, a mustache, but I identify as a woman, and I want you to call me ma'am, not sir. And a lot of you guys that are probably watching, well, JR, why don't you just tell them each time to call you that? Why don't you just tell them that? That's gonna take a lot of rearranging, changing things, changing definitions, what you define these things, which I hear they're trying to do it in schools anyway. The teachers are, in some schools, aren't told to call them boys and girls. You're supposed to call them ducks, so whatever that stuff like that is, because you can't be calling them boys and girls and all this. I don't know. But let's get on to this next clip, what this young lady's talking about here.
While everyone is in an uproar about who can bleed and who can't, men have become so obsessed with women that they want to turn into one. And I find it quite flattering that womanhood seems so great to you guys. Y'all know me, you may not like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In recent conversation, there's been a lot of uproar between trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing womanhood, I cannot go to another woman and ask her what it feels like to be a woman, because being a woman is not a feeling. However, being a woman, I absolutely am subjected to my reproductive organs that identify me as a woman. And saying that doesn't mean that I'm less than a woman. It just means that that is the beginning of my woman origin and my woman experience. And for the women who can't have a baby, we still recognize those women as women because they do have the reproductive organs to do so. However, we also understand that something is medically wrong with them. I will give credence to the fact that women are not the only people who have a period if we're identifying them that way, because non-binary people or trans men actually can also have a period, but at the basis of it, we call those biological women. However, when you're talking about trans women, we understand that that is something that biologically impossible you cannot do. The power struggle here that comes into play is when there is a very small minority of people imposing onto a larger group of people that are telling them what they would like to be called, how they would like to be treated, how they would like to be pronounced, and how they would like to be identified, but then you're imposing terminology onto them that they have yet to accept. So I must appease your feelings calling you by the pronouns that you identify with as, because you have chosen to make this decision about putting on a wig and putting on nails and putting on a dress. However, when I tell you I reject terms like birthing person or breastfeeder or real woman or biological woman or cisgendered woman, at this point, then I should just understand and accept it because science says so. But science also says that the basis of your DNA, you are biologically a male. So why are we not listening to science all the way across the board? Seems a little hypocritical to me. And since everyone has such an issue with understanding Jess Hilarious, let me go ahead and put my cape on, because I think I can break it down for you a little bit more. It's very disingenuous for you to overshadow that woman's feelings in regards to her womanhood when she actually has given birth to a baby, which biologically that does make her a woman. However, you decided to discuss her looks and says that she looks like a trans person while you're also attempting to advocate for trans people. It's giving inherent transphobia. Also, to resurface the interview where she's relaying her experience of a man DMing her thinking that she was a trans woman to have sex with her probably offended her because she's an actual woman, and it should be more of a slight to trans people considering the fact that that person has a fetish and just wanted to sexualize you and use you as an inanimate object. As a black woman, we have to be extremely mindful of how we attach ourselves to other intersectional groups when it comes to their issues, because we're always the first to remind people nobody respects us and nobody protects us, but we're the first to jump into the line of fire when other people need a defense. So here's a few things to remember when you're talking allyship. They're always present when it's time to give the tea or bash heterosexual men and amplify any bad experience that we've had in regards to our relationship issues. But anytime it's time to help these children and provide for them or be a better role model or even your protection, they are nowhere to be found. Not saying that there is an agenda, but I will say for a very small group of people who seem to not have any effect on anybody, when their issues come up in conversation, they're making a huge ruckus, and their representation comes at the basis of overshadowing other marginalized people.
Man, I don't know what else to say after that. Baby girl just said a mouthful. She was cooking just now, and she was just telling the truth. You can get mad, get upset all you want, but it is what it is. Science is what it is at the end of the day. Now, what I do have to say about this is Jess was on The Breakfast Club, which I won't show the clip because I'm pretty sure it's copyright. She had Laverne Cox on there, and she was talking about how if you want me to respect you, you have to respect me. It's not a one-way thing where you can just disrespect whoever you want and I can cancel you, I can cancel you, I can cancel you. It's being a bigot sometimes, and the hypocrisy that comes along with it. I can disrespect you all day, but you can't disrespect me. I'm a marginalized group. I'm a minority, but you're the biggest bullies. I think Gilbert Arenas, he said that the group in itself, I forgot the exact terminology, but it's like one of the biggest gangs where there's no latitude for any type of understanding. There's no playbook, as he says. You can just make the rules up as you go along. But I don't know. I'm with Jess Hilarious on this. It's not about hatred, bigotry, whatever. But when you start saying that, when you're trying to change the definition of things, that means words don't have meanings at all. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings in abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50. UK.